Hey guys, this is Dammit Danny here with my first ever YouTube tutorial. So if you'd like to come along with me and see how I do one of my favorite looks, then keep on watching please. So to start off, I'm going in with my Farsali Unicorn Essence. And I really like this stuff. It smells like chocolate. It's real nice. It makes my skin nice and soft before I put on my moisturizer. In with my Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Drink of H2O Moisturizer. I'm gonna put that all over my face. Really like it because of my dry skin. Next up, I'm going in with my Too Faced Hangover Primer. Really like this stuff too for my dry skin. It makes my skin all nice and tacky, which helps the foundation stick. And so then while I wait for that stuff to dry down a little bit more, I'm going to go in with my brow pomade from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and that's in the color Ash Brown, and I'm gonna do my brows. And pardon my hairy thick eyebrows because I cannot do brows today apparently. I'm gonna go in with my Tarte Rainforest of the Sea foundation, and I am in the color Fair Neutral. I'm just gonna put that all over my face, and I'm gonna bounce that in with my Not a Beauty Blender Beauty Blender. This one was $8, and so if I have a choice between an $8 one or a $20 one, I'm probably gonna go with the $8 one because I am cheap. Pardon my stupid lip syncing, I was listening to a bop. Next I'm going in with my NYX Dark Circle Concealer in the shade Light, and I'm going to put that under my eyes to cover up my dark circles. And it's not a lack of sleep. I get around 8 hours of sleep a night. I swear to God, I just have very dark under eyes. At this point, I realized that my red skin was still showing through, so I just went in with another layer of foundation to try and get rid of the redness. Following this, I'm going to take my Shape Tape Concealer from Tarte, and I'm in the shade Fair, and I'm just going to put this under my eyes and on my eyes as an eyelid primer, on my cheekbones, on the bridge of my nose, and on my forehead, and just put that in to make my skin all nice and highlighted, so it looks like I actually have definition for once. And now on to contour. I'm using Fenty Beauty Matchstick in the shade Amber, and I'm just carving out those cheekbones and putting it on the side of my face to give my face more definition and make it look less blob-like. Yeah, I'm part blobfish. Surprise. Fun fact. Next, I'm carving out the jawline so it looks like I have some definition and not just a gradual slope from my face to my neck. Next up, I'm going to contour using the Anastasia Beverly Hills brush from the Modern Renaissance palette. And I'm using this narrow side of the brush to carve out my nose, which is a tip I picked up from watching Atlee's video. I hope I'm saying that right. And then I'm just going to blend all that out. I really like this technique. I find I get a much sharper contour than I do with using just a regular small contour brush. And I'm just going back in with the Shape Tape to highlight the tip of my nose, blending it in with my Beauty Blender, and then touching it back up with the brush with a little bit of extra product. Now that I've reached the point where I've contoured my face to the point where I don't care to contour it anymore, I'm taking the Kat Von D Lock It Setting Powder in Translucent and putting that all over my face minus my nose. And here's a fun tip, don't put it in your eye like I did. Your eye does not need to be set. Next up, I'm taking Jeffree Star's Skin Frost in Ice Cold, and I'm highlighting the bridge of my nose and setting it at the same time. This is a tip I picked up from watching It's Likely makeup YouTube tutorials. Another tip I picked up was using the Wet n Wild Color Icon Reserve Your Cabana bronzer, and you just put it all over your face to make it all nice and glowy. Next up, I'm taking the Modern Renaissance palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I'm taking the shade Tempera, which is my favorite from the palette. I love using this as a base color, and I'm just putting that color all over my lid. Going in with another Anastasia Beverly Hills palette, I'm taking the Subculture palette and using a Morphe fluffy brush and the shade Roxy from the palette, I'm putting that in as my first color. I think it's such a pretty color. It's nice and orange. It has a little bit of a pink tinge to it. I feel like the Subculture palette gets a really bad rep. It's actually not that bad. You just have to do a little bit more finessing with it. Overall, I think it's comparable to a lot of Jeffree Star palettes. And I did get a first batch Subculture palette, so it's not like they repressed the pigments or I did it on my own. I just don't think it's that bad of a palette. And speaking of Jeffree Star, I'm going in with the Androgyny palette in the shade Charm. It's a very pretty sparkly orange, and I'm putting that over my lid using a fluffy brush. I'm a pretty lazy person when it comes to eyeshadow. I like to use the same brush, which a lot of people say is a big no-no, but whatever. And next I'm taking Realgar, or however it's pronounced, and that's from the Modern Renaissance palette, and I'm just putting that all over my lid again, blending it out. Dipping back into the Modern Renaissance palette, I'm taking Red Ochre and putting that a little bit closer to my lash line, but still on the lid. And I'm doing this just to darken the eye a little bit more. And to darken the color even more, I'm taking Cypress Umber again from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette and just darkening up the lid a little bit more. Taking that same fluffy brush we've been using this entire time, I'm just going to smoke out the lower lash line. I like this method because I'm lazy and don't want to grab another brush. And going back in with that Ice Cold Skin Frost, I'm just highlighting the inner corners of my eyes. Using the NYX Faux White eyeliner in Linen, I'm using it on my waterline to brighten up my eyes. And going in with my favorite mascara, which is Buxom in Black is Black. I am putting mascara on both my top and bottom lashes. And it's finally time for lashes. I'm using the Ardell lashes in the Knotted Flares, and these are just little singles that I got. And I'm just gluing it down in 3 parts under my eyes. Now it's blush time. I'm using the Tarte Blush Bazaar, and I am using the 2 shades Fortune and Angelic, and I'm just using it on my nose and cheeks. And going back in with the Jeffree Star Skin Frost in Ice Cold, I'm just highlighting my cheekbones and my Cupid's bow. And I'm just lining my lips with the Marc Jacobs translucent lip liner. And on my lips today, I'm going to be using Leo, which is a Jeffree Star Velour Liquid Lipstick, and I have this in one of the minis. I really like this color. It was actually my first time using it. I'm very happy with how it looks. Finally, we're at the last step. Using Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray, I'm just going to set my whole face. And here is the finished look. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope to see you guys on the next one. See ya!